3 hours left. That's not a coincidence. That's not just a warning, it's a divine intervention. Right now, this is your lifeline. Heaven is stopping everything to speak directly to you. There is a trap that has been set. It was designed to look familiar. It was crafted to feel like comfort. It was constructed so carefully that even the strongest warrior might not notice it. But God says you are not going to fall into it. You are not going to walk blindly into destruction. Not this time. Not on His watch. Heaven has seen the trap. The whispers behind your back. The smile that hides a dagger. The opportunity that isn't from God but dressed up to look like destiny. God has seen the steps they planned. He has heard their conversations. He has watched the manipulation take form like a web around your feet. And just as they believed you would stumble into it, unaware, unguarded, God stepped in and said, "Enough. I will not let my child fall prey to this." You were not meant to hear this message by accident. You were drawn to it. Pulled by the divine urgency of a father who refuses to stay silent while his child is in danger. These next 3 hours are sacred. What you do next matters. Who you listen to matters. Where your heart turns matters. Because the enemy is not sleeping. But neither is God. He neither slumbers nor forgets. He is fully awake, fully aware, and completely committed to saving you, body, mind, and soul. Archangel Michael stands on alert. He has seen this kind of plan before. He has stood on battlefields no human eyes could see. He has fought for lives that didn't even know they were at war. And now, He is speaking to your spirit, warning you in the gentlest but most serious tone. He says, "Be still. Be alert. Be wise. Something is coming that looks like a blessing but smells like deception. Something is approaching that sounds like truth but is filled with subtle, dark lies. But fear not. Because God says you will not walk into it alone. He is walking with you. Right beside you. Every step. Every breath. You are covered. 3 hours. That's how long the heavens are holding the danger back. That's how much time you have to align your heart with the divine. That is the space God has carved out for you to lift your eyes and say, "God, I don't understand everything, but I trust you." Because it's trust that moves mountains. It's faith that shifts outcomes. It's surrender that unlocks protection no weapon can break. You felt it, haven't you? That uneasy feeling. That strange heaviness. That unspoken warning inside your soul. That wasn't your imagination. That wasn't anxiety. That was the Holy Spirit whispering. That was God tapping on your heart, saying, "Pay attention. I'm speaking. But life gets loud. The world distracts. The noise covers the whisper. But now the whisper has become a trumpet. This is not a drill. This is not a gentle reminder. This is a rescue. And you are the one being pulled from the edge. Do not trust every hand that reaches for you. Do not follow every voice that calls your name. Even the enemy can say kind words. Even the enemy can smile. But God gives you discernment. He gives you spiritual eyes. He gives you warnings like this, moments like this, because He is a good Father. And a good father does not let his child walk into danger alone. You may wonder why the trap was allowed to form in the first place. You may ask, God, if you love me, why did you let them plan this? But what you don't see is that God has already used this plan against the enemy. What they meant to destroy you, God is going to use to elevate you. What they meant to silence you, God is going to use to amplify your voice. They thought they could play with your destiny, but they forgot that your destiny doesn't belong to them, it belongs to God. So don't be afraid. Be wise. Don't panic. Pray. Don't retreat. Rest in the assurance that heaven is working. That angels are deployed. That what was supposed to trap you is about to expose the enemy instead. The next 3 hours will reveal what has been hidden. The mask will fall. The truth will rise. The light will shine into every shadowy corner they tried to keep you blind to. God is not asking you to fight this alone. In fact, He is not asking you to fight at all. He is asking you to stay close. He is asking you to believe that His presence is stronger than any weapon. He is asking you to lean on Him harder than you ever have before. Because this moment is not about the enemy, it's about your connection to heaven. This is the hour of decision. And the decision is not about fear or danger. It's about trust. It's about whether you'll let go of your way and embrace His way. Archangel Michael says the trap is already crumbling. Every hour that passes weakens the web. Every minute that you choose faith over fear dismantles the plans of darkness. Every time you pray, even just a whisper, heaven sends another angel to your defense. You don't even realize how many times you've already been saved. There were battles you didn't even know were happening. There were traps you stepped over without knowing, simply because your spirit was covered by grace. That same grace is working for you now. God says, you are not a victim. You are victorious. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. What's coming on the other side of this warning is bigger than you can imagine. You are being positioned for a blessing so large, so beautiful, so beyond your understanding that the enemy became desperate. That's why this trap was formed. Not because you are weak, but because you are close to your breakthrough. The darkness senses it. but so does heaven. And heaven is not backing down. You may be tempted to go back to what's familiar. To return to places and people you know are not good for you, just because they're comfortable. But God is saying, don't do it. Don't let fear of the unknown push you back into what I've already freed you from. The familiar is not always safe. Sometimes it's the disguise of the trap. And what feels easy in the moment can cost you everything later. But if you wait, if you trust, if you let God lead, He will take you into a place where the enemy has no access to you. Right now, heaven is surrounding you. Angels are forming a circle around your name. Archangel Michael is issuing heavenly orders for your protection. There are people who were sent to harm you who are about to be exposed. There are conversations that were hidden from you that will soon come to light. There are intentions behind kind faces that are not from God, and you will see them for what they are. But not in fear. You'll see them through the eyes of peace. Because when God shows you the truth, it doesn't destroy you, it frees you. You've already survived more than what this trap holds. You've already overcome things that should have taken you out. You're still standing. Still breathing. Still believing. That is not weakness, that is divine strength. And the same strength that brought you here is going to take you farther. What you've endured was not in vain. It shaped your faith. It prepared your heart. It sharpened your vision. You were not delayed, you were developed. Now, in these next hours, stay close to God. Guard your heart. Turn your phone off if you need to. Get on your knees. Read the Word. Listen to worship. Cut off every voice that sows doubt. Cut off every voice that pretends to care but secretly hopes you fail. You know who they are. And if you don't, God will show you. Because the time for pretending is over. This is divine reality. This is holy clarity. The fog is lifting. The lies are unraveling. The truth is shining like a sword. 3 hours left, but you are not afraid. Because those 3 hours are filled with God's presence. Every second is covered in angels. Every breath you take is watched over by heaven. Nothing is going to happen to you. Nothing is going to break you. No trap will hold you. No scheme will succeed. You are divinely sealed. You are spiritually watched. You are eternally loved. God says, I'm not warning you to scare you. I'm warning you to prepare you. I'm not revealing this to cause panic. I'm revealing it to show my power. This is not your end. This is the beginning of your testimony. The story they tried to write for you is being rewritten by my hand. I hold the pen now. I hold the outcome. I hold the promise. and I never let go of what is mine. So trust me. Walk with me. Pray to me. Even if all you can say is, God, help me, I will. Even if you feel weak, I will carry you. Even if your faith feels small, just the size of a mustard seed, it's enough. I am not asking you to have it all figured out. I'm asking you to rest in me. I am the Father who never fails. The God who never sleeps. The Protector who never abandons. The Deliverer who always arrives right on time. 3 hours from now, your world may not look different, but your spirit will be stronger. Your enemies may still pretend to smile, but they will feel heaven watching. You will sense peace. You will feel clarity. You will know that God showed up for you, and the trap will be empty. Because you listened. Because you trusted. Because you believed that when God says, I will be with you, He means it with every fiber of eternity. You are not walking into destruction. You are walking into destiny. The enemy's plan just gave God a reason to reveal His glory. Let the countdown begin. Not in fear, but in faith. Because heaven never loses a battle. And you are heaven's beloved. "3 hours left. That's all heaven can give you. 3 sacred hours are all that remain between you and something that could either shift your destiny or send it spiraling into chaos. And God says, someone has set a trap for you, and you are blindly walking into it. Yes, blindly. With good intentions. With an open heart. With trust. But trust can be manipulated, and right now the trap has been camouflaged with everything that looks like favor. It looks like a blessing. It feels like destiny. It smells like opportunity. But it is poison dressed as a promise. And the woman behind it knows exactly what she's doing. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open this now before she completes the snare. Open this before your future gets locked in a lie you didn't even see coming. You have 3 hours left. That's not symbolic. That's not poetic. That's a real spiritual window. 3 hours until the energy around you shifts, until the spirit guiding her sets the bait deeper into your path. And God says, I will not let you walk into this unless you ignore me entirely. I will not let my child be ensnared without one final message. You asked me to show you who's real. You asked me to reveal the truth. You said, God, if I'm being played with, just let me know. This is your confirmation. This woman is not who she says she is. Her smile is sweet, her words are warm, but her spirit is bitter and her assignment is destruction. She is not coming into your life for healing, but for havoc. And the reason you can't see it clearly is because she's mimicking light. She's wearing what looks like purity, but inside is jealousy, resentment, and calculated sabotage. She has studied you. She knows your pain. She knows your triggers. And she has practiced the performance of loyalty. But God has seen it all. And He says now, with a voice that cannot be ignored, "My child, she is not for you. She is not your friend. She is not your sister. She is not your savior. She is a spiritual thief. She is a spirit of delay wearing a borrowed light. God is angry. Not at you, but at what's been happening behind your back. The conversations about you. The manipulation of your name. The twisting of your truth. The strategy she's building to trap you in a cycle you already escaped once before. She has inserted herself into your next chapter without your permission. But heaven never invited her. She stepped in through flattery and emotional distraction. And you, with your good heart, almost welcomed her completely. You almost let her into the sacred places of your life. But heaven stopped you. That resistance you've been feeling, that confusion, that unease, that's not just your intuition, it's Archangel Michael, standing with his sword between you and the trap she's setting. He is protecting you, but he cannot override your free will. You must choose. You must open your eyes. You must listen when heaven says, 3 hours left. 3 hours before she weaves your emotions into her narrative. 3 hours before she creates chaos that looks like closeness. 3 hours before she locks you in a story that is not yours to live. She's strategic. She's been patient. She's studied your patterns. And she knows how to appear as everything you've prayed for. But God says, she is a counterfeit. A counterfeit friend. A counterfeit opportunity. A counterfeit light. And if you let her stay, she will become a counterfeit future. This isn't just about her. It's about your calling. It's about your assignment. It's about what God has spoken over you since before you were born. There are nations in your voice. There are blueprints in your spirit. There are divine scrolls inside your soul that must be fulfilled. And this woman was sent by the enemy to rewrite your script. She's not a random distraction. She's an interruption from hell, packaged in the language of empathy. She wants access to your favor. She wants to tie her identity to your rising. And then, when the light shines on you, she plans to twist the narrative and say, they wouldn't have made it without me. But she's not meant to be part of your making. She is sent to be part of your breaking. And if you let her in deeper, she will know exactly where to touch to undo everything God has been building inside you. Her power is not in violence, it's in deception. She deceives softly, gently, with timing. She comes as a shoulder to cry on, a helpful voice, a godly listener. But God says, do not be fooled. She is trying to spiritually seduce you into surrendering your discernment. And if you let go of discernment, you let go of divine alignment. And that will cost you more than you can imagine. There is a covenant on your life. A divine order. And right now, that covenant is being challenged. Because she is not just a woman. She is a representative of the spirit of misalignment. And misalignment at this level is not a small mistake, it's a full detour. You prayed for acceleration. You prayed for clarity. You prayed for healing. And so God is giving you one final warning. A holy interruption. 3 hours left. And you must decide, will you see the truth? Will you accept the exposure? Will you stop trying to fix what God is removing? She is not broken in need of your healing. She is broken and jealous of your healing. She does not want to be helped. She wants to be positioned. She wants to attach herself to your oil so she can claim part of your harvest. She saw your rise before you did. She saw your future in glimpses, and she feared it. She knew if she didn't get close now, she'd never be able to reach you later. So she put on a mask. One that looked like friendship, support, and even spiritual alignment. But heaven has watched her motives. Heaven has weighed her heart. And heaven says, finally, I am exposing this woman. And yes, this will hurt. It will shock you. It may even feel like betrayal all over again. But this exposure is not a punishment, it's a rescue. You have no idea what you're being saved from. You have no idea what demons she's aligned with in private. You have no idea what covenants she's made in secret. You have no idea what altars your name has been placed upon. But God knows. And that's why this message is burning through your soul. That's why your chest feels heavy. That's why your spirit is trembling. Because your spirit recognizes danger, even when your emotions are unsure. Let this be clear, this is not paranoia. This is not fear. This is revelation. This is divine sight being gifted to you in the 11th hour. You are being awakened. You are being warned. And if you obey, you will walk into the greatest season of restoration you have ever known. The blessings are already prepared. The breakthrough is already moving. But God will not pour His glory into a contaminated container. He is cleansing your circle. He is sanctifying your space. He is removing what you were too loyal to leave. And this woman, this counterfeit, must go. You've been asking for more. But more requires less. Less of her. Less of them. Less of the old. Less of the distraction. You cannot ascend and carry weights that were never yours. This next level is altitude specific. Only those with pure motives can breathe at the height you're going to. And she's not built for it. Her spirit cannot handle your favor. That's why she competes in secret. That's why she imitates you. That's why she copies your language, your style, your presence. She is trying to become you because she believes being near you is the only way she'll be seen. But she will be seen. Not in the way she hoped. Not in the light she pretended to carry. But in the full clarity of exposure. Because God is not mocked. And what has been hidden is being dragged into the light. So be still, but be wise. Be loving, but be alert. Do not give her another secret. Do not share another plan. Do not let her hold another tear. She cannot be trusted. She is smiling while plotting. And God says, "This is the last time I'm telling you." 3 hours left. Then the trap activates. You may still feel torn. That's okay. But obey anyway. Trust what your spirit is screaming even if your heart is whispering otherwise. Heaven is louder for a reason. This is about your legacy. Your lineage. Your purpose. Your peace. This is about breaking cycles you were born to destroy. She is trying to rewrite your ending. But she didn't write your beginning. And she will not determine your middle. Your story belongs to God. And God says, "I am reclaiming the pen. I am rewriting the scene. I am removing the wrong character. And I am restoring the plot you were born to live." Now breathe. Exhale the lie. Inhale the truth. And say it out loud, "I will not be trapped. I will not be deceived. I will not walk blindly into destruction. I will obey. I will trust God. I will let her go. I will protect my peace. I will honor my purpose. I will not entertain darkness dressed as light. I will not keep fake loyalty in sacred places. I am rising. I am discerning. I am delivered. This is your moment. 3 hours left. What you do next will echo through eternity.